as I predicted, Tokyo 2021. That's interesting. They got the date wrong. It's 2020. Isn't that amazing? Wow. Maybe they did this Olympics last year. Anyway, it's Tokyo 2021. And that's interesting, isn't it? The date they got wrong. Early breakaway, as we see in road cycling. Early breakaway. The courageous broke away early. It was destined to get caught, but that's cycling. It's good for the riders, get a publicity, the brands, etc. It's very, it makes it a bit more entertaining for people watching. 6 hours on TV. We saw the Slovenian team very strong. I did have money on Richie Port. I thought Richie Port's definitely a contender. Hot weather, steep, long. Richie Port suited. Richie didn't have the best day out there, but still finished. Good job. So we've got the Belgians on the front, Slovenians in the front. We've got Greg GVA, 2016 Rio gold medalist. Working for Belgium. This is where I think Belgium definitely made a mistake. Chris Horner also made this same point as well, and I do agree with Chris. We had an early crash here. Tao hit that metal grid. What is that metal grid doing in the road there? And that's just what is. I mean, Japan's a country of precision. Why would you have a metal grid in a road using for the Olympics? Or at least you could feel it, or you'd have some sort of warning, or it's just, I don't know. Maybe they did. Who knows? But today's really kicked it off. So there's a bit of discussion here. Did Wout van Aert deserve to win? Was he the strongest rider on the day, or was Carapaz the strongest? I'm going to say Carapaz was the strongest. Physiologically speaking, Tadej made the attack, animated the race. Tadej was the favourite. Carapaz was the favourite. Wout van Aert was the favourite. Richie Port was the favourite. These riders have had recent form and/or riding 6.8 kilo bikes. This is a hilly race of almost 5,000 metres of elevation. We do see Wout van Aert trying to close all these breakaways of the big stars, when before you had Belgium, Remco, Tadej, Benoit, Benoit, Toots Strade Bianchi winner, and you also have Van Zvendermatt, whose dad was quite a decent domestique. So you got these really talented Belgians, but they were chasing down these silly breaks and going for breakaways themselves. So they didn't help close the gap. They weren't there for when it really mattered. So physiologically, Belgium had the strongest team, but mano a mano, Carapaz on his 6.8 kilo bike he was the strongest. He's got the best bike out there. 6.8 kilo, DR2 rim brakes, 1100 gram lightweight Millenstein tubular wheel set. So physiologically speaking, definitely Belgium had the manpower, the brute force. They had the cards to play. They played them really, really bad, unfortunately. And no disrespect, cycling's a very tactical sport because of aerodynamics. This isn't marathon running where the fittest person wins. But it became a marathon in the end because the Belgians didn't play the tactics right. They didn't use their aero efficiency, having all those team players there. They're chasing breakaways that didn't matter. The only breakaway that matters is, Richie Port or Tadej Pogacar, the people who are, the Carapaz, maybe Mike Woods, but he's on a heavy bike, 7.5 kilo factor, that's a bit of a clunker. So, you want to just watch the rim brake riders who have had really good form recently and have shown that they can handle the endurance of a long stage. So for Belgium, for Remco to go on a breakaway himself, I think it's a little bit selfish, and there's no point going up the road to be able to help Wout when he comes across, because he doesn't probably need the help. He just needs you to help chase the gaps straight away, and those gaps are going to be opened up Mandingo style by Tadej. Tadej had a bit of a bad day. He didn't have his cold weather performance that Tadej needs the cold weather. So today wasn't the best temperature for Tadej. So Belgium should have understood that by watching the Tour de France, how on that wet, rainy day, Tadej opened up the full Mandingo gap on everyone, almost 3.5 minutes, and on a heavy-ass disc brake 7.3 kilo bike. Tadej's best day was in the cold and riding his heaviest bike ever. All right. So then when it got hot, he switched to a lighter bike to help minimise any losses there in time. So this is a hot race. Tadej is the man to watch still, So why is Belgium playing its, why is Belgium wasting glycogen, wasting watts, wasting hydration, wasting glycogen, petitioning on breakaways that don't matter, on riders who maybe get a lucky dip? They're not going to stay away. So this is the Olympic road race, the hardest road race in the world in terms of the course design. So all you have to do is just mark the guys who have that good hemoglobin level in the last few weeks, and that is Carapaz, that is Poor even is up there on a good hot day. Tadej, obviously, etc. You know, the riders who are on the proper race bike, the 6.8 kilo rim brake bike. You know, like, who cares if a rider goes in the way on his CX bike? Like, let him ride away in the heat and let him melt. You know, the rotors might melt on the way down. So I think it was bad tactics by Belgium. And it just goes to show you that cycling still, they make mistakes at the top level. This is the Olympic road race. This is Belgium, a cycling nation. They should know better. Again, I'm not trying to be mean or disrespectful. I'm just saying, like, tactically, I was just thinking, what are they doing? What is Remco doing? Like, what? You know, they should have just all stayed for the leader, Wout van Aert, bring back all the breaks from the important riders, and prove it to gold. But didn't happen, and Carapaz was the strongest. Belgium had the strongest team, worst tactics. Carapaz was just the strongest man. So, in fairness, Carapaz deserved to win. In tactics, Belgium should have won. Hopefully that clears the boat.